I don't know how to lead off this video, but I can tell you this, I have never before felt this genuinely angry, powerless, and abused in my entire fucking life.
So something has transpired recently that has genuinely pissed me off. Even though it doesn't really affect me, it still really hit home and genuinely annoyed me. So a couple of days ago, a YouTuber by the name of Ouija Plays got a community guideline strike on his channel. And a lot of you are probably wondering, why did he get that community guideline strike? Did he show pornography on stream? Did he flash his genitals or show his huge man breasts? Well, unfortunately it was none of those things. He actually got the strike because he made a video parodying Leafy. He made a video called the most adjective noun in/on the entire place. Obviously, the title alone is clearly taking the piss out of Leafy's titles and probably mine to an extent, unfortunately. The video itself was honestly relatively harmless. All he did was really make fun of Leafy's format, like for example, the amount of suicide jokes, the bleach, all that shit. He was jabbing at Leafy, definitely, but it wasn't really in a hateful sense, and plus, Leafy himself actually congratulated him on the video, saying that he enjoyed it himself.
Leafy himself even saw the video, DM'd me on Twitter, and gave me his personal approval, saying that it was a good, accurate parody.
He's got such a nice voice.
And the main problem with this situation is, the strike he got was a community guideline strike. So, you've got two kinds of strikes on YouTube at the moment. You've got a copyright strike and a community guideline strike. If any of you are still a bit unsure, I'm just going to really quickly run over it for a second. So a copyright strike is a strike that is manually filed out by an individual or an entity like a company or something when you are using their footage or their content without their consent, right? And again, it's a really fucking grey area, right? Like, literally 1 second of someone's video can appear and they can strike that on their behalf. Like, for example, everyone remembers that mess with Damn Daniel and all that shit. It's really messed up. But somehow it gets worse. I think, in my personal experience, community guideline strikes are a million times worse than a copyright strike. Because firstly, the difference is, when you get a copyright strike, it names whoever striked it. I mean, sometimes it can just give you the entire company name and not an individual, but still, you've got the right direction to go to. You've got some name and something to work with. With a community guideline strike, they give you no name. They're just like, hey, a bunch of kids mass reported your video. You know, it might be biased. They might have done it just to get it removed when there wasn't actually anything wrong. But yeah, we got it striked. We're not going to tell you who. Goodbye. Fuck off. The fact that they keep the names of the people who reported the video anonymous is absolute cancer. I personally have never had a community guideline strike, thank God. I've had loads of strikes. I must have had about 7 or 8 on my channel in total, but they've all been copyright strikes. And because of that, and because of the team I'm working with and stuff, we've been able to resolve every single one of those strikes eventually. Every single strike I've had, I've been able to get resolved. But I'm still fucking terrified of community guideline strikes because it just seems to be this fucking obelisk that just appears in front of you and it's like, your video got taken down. We're not going to say who. Bye, lol. And the worst thing is, they never explain why. They'll just say like harassing content or bullying or something, but they'll always, and YouTube are perfect at this, right? They know how to keep things vague. They know how to say shit without saying shit, if that makes sense. They can give you the information, but they're not specific at all. They give you no details to work with. So when Ouija got the strike, it was something super fucking vague, which gave him no help on resolving the situation.
Not exactly sure what I should do. I asked my buddy Pyrocynical what this all means, and he basically told me that this means that a bunch of people came to my video and just mass spammed it with flags. I can't see the names of the people who did flag my video, and most importantly, I can't even see what they flagged my video for specifically. I am still completely in the dark about this whole situation. My theory is this: a bunch of Hive Mind Leafy fans saw my video, thought that I was personally attacking him or whatever, and then abused the flagging system in an attempt to silence me.
So Ouija there has explained quite well why community guideline strikes are so bad. People can anonymously report your video, and there's no backlash. I mean, YouTube does give you some kind of warning saying how if you strike someone's video, your account might get deleted for multiple false reports, but is that really a problem? I'm pretty sure the majority of people that make accounts simply to report will just make another one 10 seconds later, so there's no consequences on their end. And focusing more on the reason why Ouija was striked, I think it's incredibly fucking ridiculous, right? I watched the video on Leafy in its entirety, and he does jab at Leafy, but there's nothing that can be considered as harassment or bullying.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, PewDiePie, back again. If you didn't think that joke was funny, then fucking kill yourself. I should kill myself. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, boom.
It's just mocking what he does, his format. I've had YouTubers that mock me, that criticize me, and that's good. I love that shit because firstly, it shows me how I can improve as a content creator, and secondly, do you know the amount of people I've made videos on that criticize or attack me ironically and sarcastically, right? Like, for example, Double for Anime, right? He's clearly taking the piss. He's not being genuine. He's acting like a retard on purpose, right? And I love that shit, because then I can use that in a video and react to it, and I think it's fucking hilarious. You know, I love that guy. But if these stupid, retarded strikes happen by fanboys and fangirls just reporting all this shit to, you know, defend their god YouTuber, then stuff like this is just gonna become the norm, where people are gonna, ironically or sarcastically, criticize another YouTuber, and that shit will just get struck down in a second. So, not only is this bad for Ouija, it's bad for a lot of other content creators, including myself. So after hearing how messy the situation became with the strikes and stuff, I offered to help Ouija out. I reached out to a friend of mine, Danny, who works at Omnia. Omnia is the current network that I'm partnered with. I told him to contact Danny, try and give him some help, and hopefully it'll be resolved, or just some progress will be made. And then a couple hours after that, one thing led to another, and Ouija's strike was resolved. It was gone, and the video is back up. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether it was like with me and Omnia that actually helped get the strike resolved. He did file an appeal, but that was denied. Like, pretty much all claims you make, they'll be denied pretty much instantly because, you know, YouTube's great, guys. But yeah, we're not 100% sure if it was our doing that got the strike resolved, because he did have a fair few other YouTubers and people trying to help him out at the same time. So I don't want to sit here and claim that, you know, I helped it get resolved. I don't want to jerk myself off if there's like no proof of it, if you know what I mean. But in conclusion, I'm extremely happy that the strike got resolved, but the problem is, this is what it took. The amount of support and the amount of people helping Ouija was amazing. You know, it's absolutely amazing. I'm not going to knock that. But the fact that it took this amount of people constantly putting pressure on YouTube, and it's just a mess. It's just a real mess. You should not have to do that if you want to get a video or a dispute resolved or reinstated. You shouldn't have to go to that extent. That's just absolutely retarded. This is why I don't trust the YouTube strike system, and YouTube as a whole is incredibly broken. I mean, the way I see it, YouTube at the moment, it's a fucking gold rush, right? So many people jump on it because they know that they could actually make a living off this stuff if they... I don't want to say try really hard, because, you know, you do get people that actually try hard on YouTube and they don't get anywhere. So it's not fair to word it like that. But in a sense, a lot of people are aware that they can make livings off YouTube. They can support themselves with enough ad revenue from their videos and their channel, and it seems really lucrative. But the problem is with that, YouTube doesn't know how to deal with all these situations, or these strikes, or these claims, so they set up this fucking bare bones ass system that gets literally nothing resolved. With Ouija, for example, he makes a fucking video parodying Leafy and it gets strike. Like, what the fuck? Like, if any of you out there make videos like taking the piss out of me or satirizing me, I don't give a shit. Everyone on the internet should be up for criticism. They should be ridiculed. They should be mocked. I mean, not to the extent where it's considered full-on harassment, where it becomes into a circle jerk, but, you know, no one should be immune to any form of humor. People need to be able to humor each other, and if that is taken away from us, then YouTube becomes even worse than it already is at the moment. This actually relates a lot to the claiming system on YouTube. When you claim a video, not strike it, but you claim the monetization rights of the video, and you know YouTube will hold the money back as a dispute, and whoever wins the dispute gets the money. But people were up in arms rejoicing about it, but it's still shit, right? Because even if the money's being withheld and it's given to whoever wins, who is going to win, do you think? Who has been winning since YouTube has existed? The fucking claimant. The defendant barely ever fucking wins, right? It's always the claimant. Like, literally, every single strike or claim I've had on my channel, I've always had to resolve through a loophole, through contacting someone outside of YouTube or my network. You can never just resolve it on your own. Even a channel that is, you know, is as relevant as mine. You just don't get any more protection than that. It's ridiculous. You get no form of security. I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. What I think I'm going to do is now I'm going to conclude the video, but I will say in the future I'm probably going to make a video on YouTube as a whole. Maybe a lengthy video or just a couple videos talking about different topics. But in conclusion, Ouija, congrats man for getting your strike removed. If it was anything to do with me or my network, then that's even better. I can go jerk myself off tonight. And if not, then whoever pulled the right gear or cog to get that video reinstated, then congrats to you as well. You can jerk yourself off tonight. I'm going to wrap up the video here, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. YouTube seems to be quite a mess at the moment, as it's always been. It's never been a clear run. And normal videos will resume tomorrow. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my